entertainment purposes only. Happy New Year. I hope everyone is doing amazing. Let's get straight into it. If you are on this channel and you have not checked out those high vibrational channels, in every description box on every video that I have on this channel, what are you doing on my channel? Okay, this channel is only for people that want to elevate, so check out those channels, you guys. Now, when I saw that Nicki went over to a MAGA, basically, press conference, right, with Erica Kurt, I almost did a reading then and there, I'm not gonna lie, but I just kind of wanted to let the energy unfold for itself, because I kind of saw another ploy behind it in the first place. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do a reading on this shit now, bro. I'm not. So with time, I have figured out why. Because that was the number one question a lot of people had when and it was crazy because after I never looked it up. I never, put it in my search bar, Nicki talking to Erica. I never watched the video. I've maybe only seen snippets for about a couple seconds, because I feel a very weird controlled energy around that interview. It kind of creeps me out. Erica Kurt creeps me out. I've talked about her before. Basically, when it comes down to celebrities and the government, you gotta understand that it's kind of one and the same thing. I've talked about this before on my channel, but I always try to remind you guys gotta understand, like, a lot of these celebrities, there is a game that they have to play, and that's why we see a lot of celebrities insert themselves into whether, I for this party or for that party. And I realized, I was like, oh, Nicki's just playing the game the same way these other celebrities do. But I do feel like there was kind of a weird dark component of it, because I told you guys I felt a very creepy energy around the video, and on the side right of the video I saw a very, very dark shadow figure standing there over 10 feet tall. And you gotta understand, there is an agenda. The agenda is real. I call it the powers that were, because we don't want to give them any powers to be. And I've told you guys, it's cool to like a person. It's cool to like their music. It's cool to like their movies. It's cool to like their persona, right? Who they project, who people appear to be. But I told you guys, you gotta understand, there is a certain criteria, agenda, job, rules, rituals that a lot of these celebrities have to do. And the biggest one has to do with the government, president, picking sides, all that. And at the end of the day, one thing that I kept getting downloaded before I came on here is that it's kind of like Nicki knows that it's basically two evils. She knows that the government, especially in America, is basically two evils. She's intelligent enough to know that. And that's why, all in all, I'm going to get my deck. All in all, I heard she's just playing the game like all these other people do. With the Four of Pentacles coming out, it's having something to protect money. I don't know if Trump has certain laws about money. When I say I've kind of checked out of politics a while ago, I really did. But I feel like there could be some sort of law about money or wealth, or maybe even a tax or something like that. Because Trump is a very wealthy man. So there's something here about finances. Kind of like the rich protecting the rich, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm getting. Rich protecting the rich. More money cards coming out. King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. That's interesting. Yeah, like I said, Nicki's just playing the game. This was purely finances. And there's something behind it with a large amount of money. Definitely something definitely over 7 figures are coming up in these cards. So I feel like Nicki definitely got paid for it. Very, 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 very highly paid for it. Once again, I keep hearing it. Rich protecting the rich. The rich protecting the rich. You know, don't forget that the name of the game is money, guys. For a lot of people, you know, we can, like I said, you can like a celebrity. You can identify with them, whatever the heck it is. But do not forget that money is the center of it all for a lot of these people. And their money is the number one thing with the Four of Pentacles that they want to protect. The rich protecting the rich. I keep hearing that. It's like, keep chanting in the back of my head. So why was Nicki sitting over there talking to Erica? For a check. Playing a game. And something about protecting the money. I'm going to put one more. Because for these to be all pentacles, and there's something here about status, some kind of status that Trump has, but it's not nothing that we see. If you can catch my drift. You guys know what I'm saying? Because I've never necessarily done a reading on Trump, but I do kind of feel his energy coming out through this King of Pentacles. And I will say, in a way, as much as like I said, I don't care about politics. I see how crazy it is. I see how crazy politicians are. So I really don't care about politics. But the one thing I will say with Trump's energy coming through this reading, he's kind of a money-making genius and a marketing genius. And I feel like Nicki could be learning from Trump with like marketing skills and things like that here. Even something with politics. And I feel like something about being an ambassador for Nicki could be coming up in her future. Because she likes the game of politics. It was a check for her. And also, like, you know, things you got to do in the industry too. Let's keep our third eye open, guys. Next. Very straight to the point. All right. The one person I'm tired of reading, but it's just like, At this point, me and Bacallus are best friends. And I try to give her advice. So oh girl. Stepped into my office. And I also want to I realized I've never read Stefon Dick, so I kind of want to do a little 1-2 on him too. But I ran across, what's the name of this lady's channel? Oh, I forgot. I was gonna shout her out because Cardi goes on so much rants. There's no way to keep up with how many rants this woman goes on, at least in like 12 hours in a day. That woman is just online screaming her poor organs out till they give out. And there was a video that I was recommended. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad I forgot the lady's name. But basically, Cardi was in some sort of screaming rant like she's been doing for her whole career. She sounded drunk, honestly, a little bit. Raging, you know, like that narcissistic rage, that out of control. But also, she sounded under the influence, like really, really, whew. Okay, she sounded twisted, and I felt like, Cardi, are you doing pills, girl? Because, you know, I haven't tapped into her energy in a while because it's pretty out of control, and especially now that everything that's going on, Stefon being first of all, he's had more than one lawsuit against him for something. Okay? And the last allegation was a guy alleging that Stefon put party drugs in his drink and tried to diddy him. The guy's been going around talking about it for a minute. And I think that it's actually in paper as well. But the newest one that is in paper is a woman who he said was a chef. All right. Oh, yo, this story is so... Stefon is mentally like 12, 11. 12 is a stretch. 10. And when it comes down to the relationship with these two people, they bonded on a very sexually immature level. Cardi was looking for a savior in the wrong places. Stefon is always looking to put himself in between something. So, what we see now is, I believe Cardi was trying to bring in some sort of like loving energy for herself because she really was seeking love from an external standpoint. And on this live video, Cardi said she is covered by a chosi in Jesus. She said, I am protected and covered, or she said, I am led and protected by a chosi in Jesus. Something like that. Okay? So, here's what a lot of people, maybe some people understand, maybe some people don't, about when you decide to link yourself to certain things in the spiritual realm. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay? Jesus is about righteousness, kindness, purity. A chosi is about truth, justice, and protection. And the one thing this lady pointed out was Cardi. The spiritual ignorance is strong with you, because how are you going to sit up here and say some of the most powerful energies that you can call on, including Jesus, with the things that you do? Like she said Achosi and Jesus. Achosi is from the Yoruba religion. The spiritual realm is nothing to play with. Saying you're covered by this, protected by that, but you do things out of a very dark, negative place all the time. Cardi desperately wants protection from Jesus and Achosi. But before I pull in the cards, I'm about to, she needs to go through a couple of breakthroughs for her to I feel like there's some kind of like deliverance that Cardi B is going to go through. I don't feel like it's going to be anytime soon, but I do feel like there will come to a time where she'll get so tired of crashing out all the time and choosing the wrong men and the wrong attitude or the wrong behavior, right? That she will actually truly have a come into Jesus moment. I feel like it's on the way for her. But she just says things to seem like she's unbothered, but we know you're not, girl. The way she's been wilding out recently at Jessie Woo, Tasha K, which is really crazy because there's so many platforms that talk about this woman. So many platforms. But she always goes to, like, I don't. They say she only goes to black women and bothers them. I'm starting to believe them. Or black people and bothers them. Well, let's see. Because at first I thought Cardi was just mad at the news, period. But now I'm like, oh, there is a pattern. It's funny. This is a truth deck that I built. It has maybe like 80 cards in it. It's just a bunch of cards. The energy for Cardi is baby mama. Wow, that's very telling. You know what I feel? I feel a lot of energy in my solar plexus. And I really feel like there is a lot of, she's feeling really, really, really insecure right now. Like, she's had moments of insecurity, but maybe this is why I said Cardi B is going to find some sort of deliverance soon, or she'll be forced to. Because it's something about her becoming a baby mama for the second time that's really cracking her wide open, is the only thing that, like, I could say right now. And it's funny you say the word crack, you know, I mean, shit, no pun intended, but I don't want to say that Cardi resents this child or has resentment towards this child, but that's kind of what's coming up in this I'm seeing her kind of look at the kid, but kind of look not really there in the eyes. This could be some sort of postpartum that is getting some women with the more kids they have, the worse their postpartum gets. This is her 4th child. Let's keep going. Throat chakra. Yeah. Give me a second. Give me a second. She feels like Cardi B feels like there's things that she has said that is haunting her. With this baby mama energy coming out. Maybe she's like said something to somebody about being a baby mama or something, and now she feels like she's facing some sort of backlash for that. I feel like this is the first time I've ever read Cardi where I feel like she is starting to feel some sort of accountability for her life. Even though she might still be yelling online and acting a fool, once again, she's one of the main people that goes online and projects and deflects when their life is going haywire. And that's how you usually know her life is going haywire for real, because she will like act a fool, scream, yell, go at anybody. Anybody can get got or something. Oh boy. Cardi B is exhausting herself. She's exhausted. There's also something coming out about the tour. I'm getting a very negative energy around the tour. She might not want to do the tour. She might not end up doing the tour. She might do the tour for a little bit and then leave. She really... It's almost in a way of her feeling like, man, I need to shut up. Or there could be someone around her that's telling her to shut up as well. Wow, bitter. Yep. Yikes. This relationship with Stefon has... Cardi B was already bitter. But this relationship with Stefon has really thrown her for a loop. She was already unhappy. She was already depressed. And it's eating her alive, basically, at this point. So, like I said, for once, I kind of feel like I tap into Cardi and she's understanding why she is where she is. But there's still something about that bitterness that she can't shake off. She's very heartbroken. Okay. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. I got a call. Y'all can hear me, right? I hope y'all can hear me. I got a phone call. Alright. Hopefully we're back. Let me finish. Let's pull a couple cards for Stefon, and I'm out of here. I do feel empathy for her at a sense, but um, it is time for her to. It's time for her to grow up, because you can't sit here and say these things out of your mouth um, with bitterness. You know, saying, you know, I'm protected by, you know, this deity and this God, and I'm this and I'm that, and you know, you're sitting here and you're bitter. Spirituality is about deliverance from things like bitterness, anger, trauma, pain, disappointment. That's what spirituality is about. It's about being free from those things. You're using these things as hooks, and you're trying to put yourself deep into it for dear life. But she's not even scratching the surface. The unraveling of Cardi B is kind of what I'm hearing. King of Wands. Ooh, this shit is about to flip upside down. I know this is one King of Wands side. I know I got quiet. I'm almost done with this reading. But I feel like there's more than one man in this card. I feel like there's multiple men in this card. But I also feel like this is talking about the kind of men that Cardi usually chooses. But there's something about this King of Wands being kind of like easy or sleazy. Now Cardi's starting to really regret her choice in Stefon. She already regretted Offset, but now it's like, with this King of Wands, I feel like this is Cardi's way of being like, I regret all of these men because I should have chosen men that didn't want to jump into bed so fast, or men who I knew had reputations, right? Or multiple baby mamas already. Offset had like what, 4 already before he met Cardi? And Stefon had like 3 kids in 1 year, and apparently 2 more on the way now, and like 2 before that. So now it's coming down to the point where Cardi's like, all right, why do I keep choosing the same men? Something needs to happen. The Moon card and the 8 of Swords. And Stefon has a lot of deep secrets. Things that make him act out. But with the 8 of Swords, I don't know why people have to drive that fast down this neighborhood street. Person was literally going like 90. I don't get that. But I feel like Cardi thought she was doing some kind of sex magic on Stefon, but it really ended up being Stefon doing the sex magic on her. Now with that 8 of Swords, her mind is, I hate to say this, but I'm seeing like scrambled eggs. Stefon also does something spiritually too, or goes to a spiritualist. This was Cardi's mirror. Well, you throw glass on glass, it's gonna break. And the Queen of Wands popped up too. Knight of Wands. A lot of passion, a lot of sex, not much understanding. Very shallow connection. Three of Swords. Very shallow connection, these two. And with the Justice card, Cardi did think she was getting some sort of justice or something on Offset. She did think she was getting some kind of revenge on him. She did think with the Wheel of Fortune, it was some sort of fortunate turn in events. Yeah. Entertainment purposes only. Personal reading slots are open. Make sure you guys check them out and be safe.